everyone's going to point a foot forward. Turn on to the flag.
There's nothing there. My next trick.
Okay, then Rocky and Freddie will give you the countdown for that. Woo! 1, 2, 3. Whoa! And again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Look this way. You did fantastic. Keep it there for a second. I'm going to go into the get this.
We're absolutely delighted to see that we've got such a show of people coming for this special and I think very important occasion. And it's lovely to see...
to see you there.
Yeah. It's lovely to see red and white back on the old worship ground once again. It really is. We all think, I'm quite sure, that it wouldn't be fitting to leave this sacred land without some form of memento, and so we've come along to put a plaque here. On this land was Butlins holiday camp Filey. I'm sorry I feel a bit emotional. It was the largest holiday camp in the world, and it was the governor's flagship of the fleet. He loved them all, but he adored Filey camp. And I'm so grateful to Mr. Lowe for allowing us. I'm grateful to him for a number of things. I'm grateful to him for allowing us to put this beautiful plaque on this spot. And I'm grateful to him also for building this gorgeous holiday village. It's an award-winning village. It's a great credit to him. And I know that Sir Billy, Colonel Brown, Colonel Wollstonecraft, Wally Goodman, Frank Mansell and everyone else will be absolutely as delighted as I am with what has been done. I'm grateful also to someone who's come along to attend the unveiling today. We were old mates together many years ago, and I can't think of anyone fitting. You know that Bill Maynard is an old mate, and he would maybe come along, but I'm secretly thinking about it. I'm secretly glad that Bill couldn't come, because who better to unveil the plaque than a former Butlin Recto? He was also the manager of the Metropole at Blackpool. And I was with Freddie when he got his start. He used to borrow my van on his days off. I had a van in those days. Freddie used to borrow it on his day off. And it wasn't long before, well, we ran Freddie to Filey with all his belongings, his children, and the pram, big coach-built pram in the back of the van. And the next time I saw Freddie, he turned up to do late-night cabaret at Pochelli in a chauffeur-driven Rolls Royce. That's what we're going to do. No, everybody.
It's a special significance today because this day will never happen again. It's an absolute one-off. And this amazing Butlins family that has been got together since 1936. What an amazing happening to have happened since 1936, when Bill put the first camp into Skegness. And I was with Butlins for 6 years, very proudly as a redcoat for 6 of those years, and eventually Frank Mansell promoted me to an AEM. and from then I went to Blackpool and did the season in Blackpool. And the following year, Wally Goodman said, "I'm not leaving you here. I'm not leaving you in the camp." He said that I wanted to send it to Minehead, to Al Harris, which really did for me. I can tell you that was it. But Frank Mansell employed me in 1958, and he also told me to leave in 1963. Kindly, he was really kind. He said, "I think you've gone as far as you can go, and I think you really ought to go and see if you can get a living elsewhere." So I left, and I've been very lucky ever since. Thank you very much. I've been back to Butlins many times, and I have great affection for wearing this marvellous red and white uniform, which I did with pride for many years, from leaving the army and being interviewed at the Queen's Hotel in Manchester, which is no longer there, and then all the 5 entertainment managers were there. I can't remember who did the four, but I remember Frank, and they used to interview you in a way where they had a folder, and when they lost interest in you in the interview, they would close the folder. And the only one folder that was left was Frank Mansell's, and he left his folder open, and he said to me, "Do you do any other form of do you entertain in any way?" I said, "Well, I said, I can tell a few jokes and I can do some magic tricks. He said, well, show us a trick. And I did the disappearing billiard balls, in hem. And he said, that's good enough for me. And that's what I was, he thought I was a magician. So when I went to Skegness, it didn't matter because Dave Allen or Dave O'Mahony in those days, was the Redcoat comic in those days. So it was great times, great nostalgia, and everything I ever did in show business stems from the fact that I'd been a Redcoat. It was a great training ground. It was my apprenticeship, going on the stage for the first time. And as I say, I owe everything to have been a fabulous Butlin Redcoat. And this great Butlin family that we still have, we should maintain it and keep going with this, Rocky. And thanks to Rocky, who's got this wonderful remembrance together with dear Andy. As we know, Andy's probably one of the oldest Redcoats here. In 1954. We've been corresponding now for several years, and he's not well because he's been kicking AJ Marriott in the heart. So he's hurt his leg. But he's getting better. It's just lovely to see Les Melville, who we worked together, and Terry Herbert, we were at Margate together, and there's several others, too many to mention, people who know me from going on the camps over the years, and it's been absolutely great nostalgic weekend. It really is absolutely super. I know you're going to continue to enjoy it, and it's been a delight, Rocky, to see you again. It's 40 years since I've seen Rocky. Oh, wow. We have spoken a few times in the past. I mean, I was once walking past him and he told me to piss off. And he's always been very kind. He's a But I must tell you a lovely story. I went to Jersey to do a charity show for Bill with Frankie Vaughan. And he had this huge house in Jersey, and it was built exactly like a camp. They built it and they put this swimming pool in with all the things hanging and the parasol. Exactly the same. And he's showing us all round, you see. And he was oblivious to the fact that I'd been a Redcoat. We used to walk past him in the camps, and he'd always walk past and he'd always smile. He'd go, he's noticed me, he's noticed. And because there's the numerous stories about him. So walking around this pool, which is semi-derelict, never used, all these things hanging in the pool, and walking around it, and it's looking at him and said, hey Freddie, you've got all this thing here now, and he went in the bar, and all the people who are on this charity show were having a drink in the bar. I was interested to go around. So I said to him, Bill, in 1963 when I left, if you'd have given me £1 extra, it wouldn't have made any difference to this, He was totally oblivious to the fact that I'd been a Redcoat, but a marvellous character, and to build this legacy, which it is. And I think this is a tribute to the camp, actually. It's so beautifully done. It really is, that this is where, and I think this is very fitting. It's just lovely. It's a shame I spelled Butlin wrong. Isn't it Butlins? And with that, thank you very much for inviting me as well. And although I do feel very much part of the organisation, so and it's forever Butlins, without a shadow of a doubt. Thank you very much.
With Mr. Lowe's kind permission, we're all going to go into this bar. We're going to have a sing-song, and later on we shall have an auction. You know where the proceeds are going. The young lad has a brain tumour, and we're all anxious to help him in any way we can.
These vagabond blues. Taking over the road. That's it, keep going. Keep the line, keep the line. Excellent. Just like you always do. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. The dark clouds far away.
It's fine. Time is just like you always do. Till lose the taste of time far away. And while we're doing it, Paul, keep it running. Mr. Wicks, Roy Wicks. Tell them I won't be long. Come in, Roy, bring your camera. This young man here was the entertainment manager at Clacton, Roy Wicks. I'm the nicest man you could ever wish to meet. I never got a raise or nothing. Roy was like to say a few words. That's enough, okay? Roy, tell us about your career. Where have you gone? Has it gone downhill? And his lovely wife Valda's over there. She used to be a dancer. She danced on the right leg, danced on the left leg. Between them, she made a good living. Tony Pierce, 1969, and we've had a great day here. We've got loads of people. Got David Moran's got his flies undone.
Hello again. Difficult.
We've got Lee, who was the elephant man, but I shan't tell you why. Also, Lee was also known as the ostrich man, because years ago we had Bernie Clifton, and backstage he said to us, how does Bernie get around with that ostrich? And we said, one of the stage hands has him on his back. He went, I could do that cheaper. Well, they went and bought him a pair of tights and some shoes, like ostrich feet, and he sat there. We had a joke, and he went, oh. But he did drink then, so. But this is Johnny Laff and all the people at Butlins signing off. Good night, thank you, and bollocks.